so pleased to have Neelam Harjani, one of our teaching partners for T4 Teams, with us today. Neelam is the founder of Inspire Yoga, and she has over 20 years experience in mindfulness, yoga, and breathwork coaching.
Thank you so much for having me today, Tracy.
Thank you for joining me. So it's super hot today. I'm so pleased we have some iced tea.
It is really hot.
Yeah. And with the coronavirus situation seeming to starting to get worse again, and the lockdown is happening, I'm wondering, what tips do you have for people who are maybe working remotely from home, or teams who are working remotely from home, in terms of managing the stress, or just like feeling better with the situation?
Yeah, I mean, it is like such an unprecedented time. And I really feel that the situation calls for us to, muster up and adapt. And you can't adapt and you can't pivot from something if you're resisting it. So first, I think it's also about accepting that this is what's happening. And, being at home, staying safe is the number one priority. I think it's also kind of we take a step back to realize what we've been chasing so long and so much, and the pace of life that we've been leading. And is it possible to simplify? Is it possible to slow down? And actually, a lot of teams have been showing that they're equally, if not more productive, working from home when they are in a place where they're being encouraged, where there's parameters that are blur. I've had many time where I've been on a conference call and my 5-year-old walks in the door. But being able to shrug it off and not take things too seriously as well, because there is a certain image that we portray in business. But now these lines are so blur, right? Because we're seen as people and seen in our personal lives and business lives both coming together in the same space. There isn't that separation as it used to be, where you'd go to an office and you'd go back home. Also, I guess with schools out, the kids being home the whole time. So for me, I think the biggest turning point was when I was able to accept it mentally rather than resist it. Rather than say, I can't believe this is happening. Why is it under control? Where is this vaccine? When are things going to come back to normal? And to actually let go of that, right? What is that driving us? It's really just driving stress. It's causing so much anxiety because we can't be at peace with our current reality. And, and here in Hong Kong, we've seen this come the third time now. So even that resilience of going through a bit of a roller coaster where we feel like, okay, we're kind of getting back to the new norm, and then back to the old ways, and then again, seeing this wave come through has taught me that we have to let it flow. We have to be able to be adaptive, to be open, and only then, when we're able to see that change, can we really adapt for the better. And as you know, like what we do, so much of it is personal, so much of it is one-on-one, or at the office or at homes. And so now what we've done is just been able to say, well, there is a whole digital virtual world out there. We can adapt. We can be able to still be there and share our services, but now virtually, whether we have a virtual workshop or a virtual online program. It's also however and whichever modality we can choose, but the service is still there. The service and the passion behind that service maintains and helping others, especially in this time of such uncertainty.
I find that especially when working from home, and for entrepreneurs in particular, you really don't have a clear sort of start and end time. So you can easily work for, well over 15 hours a day. If you don't set firm boundaries with yourself.
Absolutely.
And also with your team members. So I don't know, what tips do you have for trying to sort of maintain your sanity and be more mindful when it comes to working with your team or
Yeah.
just like being by yourself and
Yeah.
working on your business at home?
I think that's so important, whether we're in this lockdown scenario or in the office, like burnout is real and it happens to so many of us, especially if we are ambitious, then it's very hard to carve out time to slow down or to stop or to switch modes. But really giving ourselves that permission allows sustainability, whether it's in business, whether it's in a relationship. It's about those small moments or those habits that we inculcate in our life and we incorporate that priority, that this is also important to me as much as it is to finish this project. I can push pause on this. So for me, I've literally taken quite a concerted effort to set office hours. And of course, you're like, well, you're working from home, so what do you mean about office hours? But for me, my office is like my computer, it's my phone. So even creating a space between myself, my personal time, and my device time, because I know as soon as I'm on the device, I'm checking my emails, I'm responding to clients, I'm getting on calls. So being able to carve out that time and literally move my phone, move my laptop out into the study so that I can sit down and play a board game with my kids, because as long as that is in my peripheral vision, that I'm not being mindful to either my work or my children or my family, because they know that the moment that phone flashes, my mind is gone somewhere else. So I think it's about being very honest with yourself and dedicated to say when I'm doing something, I'm going to do it 100% and give it my full attention. And then when I choose to switch modes, then I do it with that sincerity too. Because how many a time have we gone out for a coffee with a friend and we're in the middle of a chat and they'll check their phone and they'll get distracted on that? Like, what does that do about that relationship, right? So being able to be fully present, I think, is so key in a time where we don't have that spatial separation that we used to.
And how about with your own team? Do you work with a whole team of yoga teachers
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah, so we have a whole team of 30 yoga instructors, and I really like to be a leader that's empowering, and so micromanaging just isn't my style. I'd rather them have the autonomy and the independence to make decisions, and then alert me if we need to pivot, if we need to change. And of course, I think at a time like this, as a leader, to say to your team, listen, I don't know, but we'll figure it out along the way. Because they may come to me asking for answers, or as a authority figure, we might want to be able to just slap these rules or these parameters. But let's face it, nobody knows how this is going to unravel. Nobody knows how this is going to play out. We certainly didn't think we'd be in a third wave of this in Hong Kong. So, being able to be adaptive and spontaneous and have the whole ecosystem of the team know that we can be resilient to the changes, and we can call upon our own resilience to still deliver whatever it is that whatever service we're dedicated to, but maybe in a different way, in a different format, but still be in a position where safety is number one. I could never put that or risk that of my team. So whether it's the team or whether it's the clients, making sure that your values are front and center so that they know that no matter what happens, we're in this together and we're protected. We're protecting each other through this in the guidelines and in the requirements and the terms of business that's changing with the coronavirus.
Has it been a challenge to sort of maintain your team culture, or like when you bring on new members now, is that also?
Yeah, obviously, so much of what we do is like that face-to-face connection, that presence. But I have seen an amazing engagement, even on a Zoom conference call, when you can actually sincerely and authentically say, listen, this is what's happening, what do you think? And give them that sense of empowerment too, so that they feel that they're also making decisions for the firm wide, then everyone feels much more included in the team. It's not about taking orders, but really coming to a problem-solving mode together. So I think being able to have that and to communicate that on a call, even a WhatsApp chat where we're just throwing out different ideas, it still gives the same sense and feeling of we're here together and we're here to support each other. And throughout this time, we'll change and we'll adapt as long as we have everybody's buy-in. So I think that has been something that's really echoed in our team, where they feel supported.
That's great. And your workshops are available both, well, I guess not in person anymore, but it's available live online and also as an online course, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So just being able to do what we do and to serve in what way that's possible right now. And so a Zoom call, a Google Meetup, a team call, I mean, all of these things are there, and we're leveraging technology to be able to say, hey, this is a time we can come together. This is the time where let's actually reflect and see what are our priorities, what are our habits that maybe are causing this sense of stress to accumulate. And how can we change our daily habits? How can we change just slight modifications in our lifestyle that can make a tremendous difference in our well-being?
Great, thank you so much.
No problem.
And if your team is interested in managing your stress better, becoming more mindful, do check out T4 Teams. We'll be launching in September with the beta launch, where you'll be able to book workshops with Neelam, both online and offline. You can also go to inspireyoga.com, I think inspire-yoga.com, to check out what their business is about and the kind of clients they've worked with in the past.
At the end of the day, the biggest learning here is health is so important and wellness is so important. And if we don't invest in that, it ends up eroding away our peace of mind, right? So.
And it's so important to the business results as well.
Absolutely, and how we feel is directly correlated to what we do and how we achieve and our business success too, right? It comes from a place of personal growth. So I'm really grateful for your initiative, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
If you'd like to improve your team's well-being, social impact, and build a thriving team culture that will empower your team to perform at their very best, you can sign up for early access to the T4 Teams platform at www.t4teams.com, where we'll be offering a selection of high-quality team workshops and experiences in the categories of health and well-being, social impact, personal growth, and creative mastery. If you have enjoyed watching this video, do subscribe to our channel and leave us a comment to let us know what else you'd like to see from T4 Teams. And of course, don't forget to share with as many friends and colleagues as possible so they can all benefit. Bye for now.